Working with folks like Another Bad Creation and Boys to Men early on, man, what was that like, just kind of sinking your teeth into both of those groups and leaving your stamp on their sound?
It was fun, is what it was, because, you know, I wanted to sound like Hank Shockley and everybody from New York, right? But then I also wanted to sound like a songwriter on top of it. And I also took all these elements from all these different kinds of music I like, and I was just using that, you know, using what they were doing with being mental and all the BBD stuff to kind of set off ABC, you know. And when I saw that worked, I was like, I mean, when we started to get the records played, like Ain't Too Proud to Beg and all that stuff, my records had so much noise in them. Because,
that
noise. And they used to be like, what? Radio stations was just like, no, we ain't playing that.
Oh my God.
And so that's why with TLC, the video came out first.
Yeah.
And I think even with Another Bad Creation, once they saw him first, it was like, oh wow, these kids. And ABC blew up before Boys and Men. So we had the kids in the mall and people be chasing them. Them kids are terrified. They locked in the mall doors, they crying. They like, you know, Lil Dave was 5 years old.
Yeah.
You know, you think about letting your 5-year-old be in a group.
Oh my God.
Now selling, you know, that's already with platinum now, you know, and then because they're so little, they were like a phenomenon, because when you saw them dance and stuff, you were just like, everybody was just blown away. So like, when people see them in person, they were just like, ah.
What was it like for you dealing with that fame? And then obviously with the fame coming before the money did, how did you deal with that?
It was, I backed away from it. I kept trying to be like, okay, the more they try to get me to do stuff, I'd be like, oh man, come on, God. I always felt like if I put myself out front back at that point, that I would just limit myself to my records. I would just go, I wouldn't be able to do other types of records and stuff, because I said, if anybody just looks at me as one way, when they see me, then that's going to just box me in. So like, I started trying to back up more, but it started to happen. Like, you know, I remember when I did Monica, where they Don't Take It Personal. Clive was like, go make me a record like Creep. And I'm like, what is he talking about? I can't make a song like that for her. It makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
But when I turned in Don't Take It Personal, he was like, what is that? I said, well, 13-year-old girl singing over backseat of the Jeep. Don't Take It Personal is one of them days. That's how they talk in Atlanta. His name's Monica. That's how, you know. And so for the longest, he was just like, no, that ain't it. She sings like Whitney Houston. She's supposed to be a singer. And I'm like, nobody really cares. She's too young.
Yeah.
So I got her attitude, you know, when you meet her, and the way she's, you know, she's just got all this attitude, and that's how that fits her character. We did this for like 9 months. And finally I was just like, man, we putting this record out? No, you know. And when they put it out, they came back, man, this record's going crazy at radio. And I'm like, I'm trying to tell you, like, but we're making, you know, Atlanta, we had a unique thing because nobody had heard the South sound any kind of way like this.
Exactly.
So we started making these songs like that was translating in New York and translating in LA and translating everywhere around the world. It wasn't Kilo, and it wasn't like Raheem the Dream.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So it made it where it put a new light on Atlanta, and then everybody, this is even before, like this is when the first run, ABC, TLC, Boys and Men, the first albums. Right after that, everybody started having record labels. The lawyers, the accountants, they saw us coming. They saw like, man, this is gold down here. You know, that's why LaFace came here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's like these dudes in the South are down there in their own bubble creating, and ain't nobody tapped into it yet. You know. And so ever since we started that, it's still going now.
What do you think it takes, or what do you think the qualities are of a star? When you have people like Monica, you see Boys to Men, you see ABC, you see you done been around working with Madonna and Michael and everybody else. What do you think are the commonalities between all of them that make them who they are versus the average person that's trying to do it that might not be able to, that might not have the same doggone gift?
It's usually work ethic, man. Work ethic, and just like the ability to want that attention so bad that you'll do it better than anybody else. You know, that's a hard thing to do. Like even the class clown gets all the attention, but like somebody who really wants the attention of the whole world and wants to express themselves and want everybody to hear that and everybody to be, you know, part of that, it's a big ordeal. And that's why a lot of times you see artists that they're gonna go through something. They're gonna make it big, coming from nowhere, and then they got all this attention, they got all these people when they show up at places, they got all these fans, they got all this stuff. It creates all this pressure for them, and then they're just like, hold on, I didn't know what this was like.
Exactly.
You know, I can't move freely. I can't do nothing no more without, you know, so it was a hard bridge to cross. But I think during that time it was a little even more different because you couldn't access them nowhere.
Mm.
Only time you could see them was on video.
Yeah.
If they showed up to your town.
Yeah.
So you heard it on the radio. So there's no other access to it. So they made everybody bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Working with folks like Madonna, what was that like when you said, okay, I don't want to be boxed into a certain sound altogether, so let me get in here with Madonna and produce her album and go crazy?
Yeah, it was. I knew. Well, when they called, her manager called me, and it was like, "Who did Creep?" And I was like, "You did that?" And I said, "Yeah." It's like, "Man, she really wants to work with you." But when she came down, I didn't think she didn't really know what to expect. I had dreads down in here. I'm still like my Birkenstocks, some little 5 points. You know what I'm saying? I'm still country. I don't want to go nowhere, you know. And so then she started to like adapt to the Atlanta culture. Which, you know, she was like, "Man, we go to a basketball game. It's different down here than over here. Club, it sounds different down here, you know."
Wait a minute. So you had Madonna in Atlanta recording?
Yeah. We went to the Hawks games. We went to like Tongue and Groove at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I would take her around to just stuff in Atlanta. You know, and by the time she was done, she's like, "Yeah, I want my stuff to sound like in the Jeep." I'll pick her up in my Jeep, and bumping, going down Piedmont. But yeah, she was in that mode where she wanted. The thing about her that was so smart is that she knows how to be Madonna. She wants people to accommodate that, but she wants you to do what you do.
Yeah.
You know, she wants you to do exactly what you do, and then she does what she does, and then it makes magic to it.
Yeah.
You know.